Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewal. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. Hello, love. Welcome back to the show. Today, I'm really excited because I am going to share how you can break out of survival mode today. I have a lot of clients who are in a dysregulated state, and that is because they are in a chronic stress response living in survival mode. And what they were not aware of before we started working together is that survival mode is fear-based patterns that you have from childhood and maybe your caregivers and their beliefs, but it can also be ancestral wounds. So in order to break free from those patterns and those limiting beliefs, we really have to get you through whatever that fear is that you are holding on to. And in order to do that, we have to heal the inner child wound that you are carrying. There are probably a few of you who are listening to this now who have more than one childhood wound, and this will help you in any situation that you are in. I do want to say, though, in order to do any deep healing, whether you're using any somatic practices or whether you're doing any nervous system regulation work and rewiring those limiting beliefs, it takes time and it takes consistency. So I encourage you as you listen to these steps and I guide you through this to make this a part of your daily routine for 21 to 28 days because that's about how long it takes to create a habit. And we want to build this habit because even when you have your best day, there is a chance that you can resort back to your old patterns because we are not consciously aware that we are doing it. Something just happens, a thought happens, or maybe a situation arises and it triggers something that brings you back to that place. So we want to rewrite this narrative and create the new story. And that takes time to do. That takes commitment. When you realize that nothing is your fault, that starts to make you feel a sense of relief. So let's dive into these tips that I have for you. If you want to get a pen and a paper and write these down, or you can listen to this as many times as you need, I want to help you break free of survival mode once and for all. So the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to name the inner childhood wound. A lot of times if you're in survival mode, you have a limiting belief that goes back to financial worries, scarcity, lack, poverty, worst case scenarios. There's this negative program that keeps telling you this old, outdated belief. And even though you know that if you challenged that belief, you would have evidence to prove that that belief isn't real, your subconscious does not know that. Unfortunately, your subconscious only knows the way you've been living up to this point. So if you've had a history of living in survival mode, we have to go back to that inner child, that work that needed to be done then. Let's say hypothetically your parents, you grew up in a home where everything was challenging. They never had enough money. They fought over money. They gave you a million reasons why they couldn't afford something. They said money was hard to make. Maybe the electricity was turned off. Maybe you moved around a lot. Maybe you were someone who lived in a car with your family. I've heard all the possible scenarios with my clients. And first of all, I want to just give you so much love and compassion. I want to give you a hug through this microphone and let you know that you're safe. And that I'm here to hold space for you and hold your hand and guide you through this time because I know what survival mode feels like. I know what it feels like to be afraid. And I want you to know you are not alone. So as you get deeply into this programming, be really honest with yourself. So think about that inner childhood story. And I want you to name the pattern with so much compassion because wherever this pattern came from, that person was doing the best they knew how to do. We're not placing blame. So whatever that one line was that your parents said, or your grandmother said, or your caregiver, or your teacher, or your friends, or you created over time, whatever that was, I want you to get really specific on that wound, because that's how we're going to tackle this and heal so you never have to feel survival mode again. Once you do that, I want you to move to step number 2, which is stop making the fear that you are experiencing a personal flaw. Stop making that fear mean something about you. So I want you to write the narrative that you needed to hear when you were a child. Even if you are in debt, let's say that you have outstanding credit cards and maybe you took out a personal loan, maybe a second mortgage on your home, maybe you have high interest rates, maybe you have student loans, maybe you are not sure how you're going to pay your next bill. I want you to know that does not mean anything about you. That does not mean that you're bad with money. That does not mean that you're a bad person or that you deserve anything bad to happen to you. So I want you to stop making this fear a personal reflection of you, because it's not who you are. It's something that was embedded in you at childhood that you have been conditioned to believe, but it's not actually your reality. So I want you just to really stop that fear. And then when you have the opportunity to do that, you finally feel good that you've stopped making this about you. The third thing is I want you to regulate in that moment, not in the narrative you've been creating. I want you to regulate in this moment, this feeling of safety right now. And I want you to do this by taking 10 deep breaths. So I just want you to breathe in for the count of 4 and exhale for the count of 4. And wherever you feel any tension in your body, you'll start to see it slowly fade away. And this, again, takes time. It's not something that always happens all at once. It's a practice that you have to commit to. And you can hold your heart, you can hold your belly, you can do whatever feels good to you when you're doing that breathing exercise. But once you've done those 10 breaths, then I want you to move to step number 4, which is to differentiate between now, present moment, and then. And I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Now that you've addressed this core wound and you've identified it's not your flaw, how do you feel? Because you're talented and amazing and creative, and life actually is happening for you. Remember, there's abundance all around. Allow yourself to acknowledge just because somebody else's reality look like that doesn't mean it's yours. You have so many tools in your toolbox, and all of those things give you skills to get out of this fear, skills to get ahead of everything, skills to believe in yourself. And then we're going to move to step number 5, which is rewrite your money story so that you can create safety in your body in small ways. And here's the really, really awesome part about this. A lot of times we think that money has to be like in our bank account all at once. Like that's the only way that we can be in this beautiful, financially secure world. But the truth is, when you rewrite your money story, you start to look at everything as abundance. And that's really where I want you to be right now, is looking into things as gratitude. So, when you see a penny on the ground and you pick it up and you think about good luck, now I don't just want you to think about good luck. I want you to think about that being your new money story. Like, money just showed up in my universe. Or maybe you find a dollar bill. Or maybe all of a sudden you overpaid for something and you get a check in the mail. Or maybe somebody just decides to give you something. Or maybe you sell a product today. Or maybe you just got a bonus at your job. I want you to look at all of these little things as 1, gratitude, but 2, as your new money story. As seeing evidence of money coming to you, gifts coming to you, things coming to you. That's going to help you rewire this subconscious programming. And you really have to be willing to receive, to accept these gifts before you can tap into the most abundance that you want. So every single time this happens, whether it's $1, $10, $100, I want you to receive it and I want you to say, I am safe with $1. I am safe with $10. I am safe with $100. And the more you have gratitude for what you have, the more you can build an overflow. Once you reach that $100, if you don't feel safe with $100, you're going to spend it really fast, or you're going to give it away, or you're going to lose it, or you're going to do something to bring you back down to the number that you feel comfortable at. So let's say that's $50. You will stay at your baseline. And if you go $1 over that, you're going to push yourself down. You're going to self-sabotage. So in order to be able to receive more, we have to rewrite that money story. So right now, every time you see a penny, sweetheart, pick it up all day long. Good luck. Think of that as a miracle from the universe, sending you a sign that it is all working out, that you are not in survival mode. The last step is number 6, which is release the inherited role. I want you to finally let go of this soul contract that you have been carrying. Stop creating these false narratives that are not yours, because every day is a new opportunity. Every day is a chance to build the life that you want. And you are not meant to struggle alongside of your caregivers or your ancestors, because honestly, in order to be loyal to them and to thrive in this world, you are here to do the healing for all of them. You know, when you see somebody showing up and doing well for themselves, whether it's they're working out, they're eating healthy, they're living a life of abundance, that inspires you to do the same. When you heal, indirectly, you are healing everything that came before you. People only know what they were taught. They're doing the best they can. We are all doing the best we can. And it is up to us individually to work on ourselves, to be our highest self, so that we can help other people do the same without actually even having to do anything. I hope this helped you understand that survival mode is not your birthright. You are here for the best and biggest and safest life ever. If you are interested in Unewal Reset, it will transform your life. It is specifically designed to help you get out of survival mode, break free of these feelings of burnout, stress, scarcity, and start to build wealth and abundance. And if you can, go to my YouTube channel and listen to my affirmations and do those alongside of this. They will help you tremendously. I'm sending you off today with so much love and light. You are wonderful. Do not ever forget that. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast, or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.